Okay, we have yogurt, but it has a smell of cardigan in it, which I don't think you want to eat. All right, so I'm going to get another quart jar. We are going to warm up another 4 cups. This batch of yogurt we're making today will be minus the smell of the cardigan and season in it. If you had done the lemon or the hot pepper, your yogurt would have that smell as well. I can use that to cook with, so I'm not going to worry about it. So what you're going to do is you are going to heat this up to the point of boiling. As soon as it starts to boil, you turn it off again. Now you don't want to burn this. Hot water again from the faucet. Well, this batch we're making today is the one that will just be yogurt, won't have this smell that we're not overly confident with eating when you have that kind of smell. But you can, if you want to put wheat germ and vanilla and other stuff in it to cover it up, or if you have a preserve, strawberry preserves, you can mix strawberry in here. Have mashed bananas, you can put mashed bananas in here and all. But the one thing you must always remember is you have a backup. You cannot take from the backup, to eat. You must take it first before you use it, because if you contaminate this, it's not going to work. All right, so you notice that I haven't touched this one yet because I'm going to take a little less than 2 tablespoons. If you add more than 2 tablespoons, you end up with something else. So let's fill these jars up. This is why I always have half a gallon of yogurt in the house, because I have my backup, and my sons know enough that you don't touch that backup till I take from it first to make a new batch, because if they go into it, they're contaminating it, and then I have to start all over. It will not yogurt. So we've got the yogurt in the quart jar here. Cover with towels. See, this first batch you make after you get the culture always takes the smell of, if you use the lemon smell. If you use the hot pepper, it'll have the hot pepper smell. If you have a cardigan, it has a cardigan smell in it. But after that, you won't have a problem, because you'll only be taking so little of that and you'll have so much. The smell won't be there. But I can use this down. You can sit there and make biscuits, yogurt biscuits with this, and you can get rid of it in a hurry. So let me bring this to a boil, and I'll be back. Okay, my milk has come to a boil. I turned it off. I'm going to have to cool it, like I said, between 104 and 108 in temperature. Hold on a minute. Now let's recap from the beginning, just in case you don't want to go through all the videos. When you want to make your own yogurt culture, you get some milk. You need a little saucepan, and you sit there and take the chill off your milk. All right, now you can either put a lemon, when you slice it, and put a slice in from tip to tip, put the slice side into the lemon. Scratch that. You take a little saucepan. You just need to warm up a little bit of milk. Put it in a little bowl. Now you have three options after this. You can use a hot pepper to trigger the cultures. You can use 12 cardamom seeds, which is what I used, or you can use a lemon. What you do is you cut a slice right in from tip to tip and lay the sliced side down into the milk. Cover it a little over halfway. And what you're going to do is put it in a place where the microbes can get into the air, and the ones that like this will get in there, and they're going to start to make it a home. And what will happen is it'll look like a light custard or something, but you'll see it's getting thick. Then what you do is you warm up. In part 2 stages, you're going to take 4 cups of milk. You're going to bring it to a boil. Cool it down between 104 and 108. Put just under, and I mean just under, 2 tablespoons of your culture. And you're going to have to put it in a yogurt maker. It's got to be warm. You cover it up, and well, I'm using mine. If you have an electrical one anyway, it'll work. What you do is you've got to let it sit. I let mine sit overnight. I wasn't going to wake up in 8 hours. I gave it the full thing. Then I put it into the refrigerator to let it set, which I did this morning. Then what I did, and which I'm doing now, is I'm doing another 4 cups of milk. I brought it to a boil, and we're going to cool it down between 104 and 108. From this culture that you have made, your first quart jar, you sit there and take a little less than 2 tablespoons. That's all you need. You're going to stir it a bit, put it in your yogurt maker. All right. Now, the one thing you have to remember always, always keep a backup, and don't let anybody touch that backup till you make another batch of yogurt. When you make another batch of yogurt, you'll be taking from your backup a little less than 2 tablespoons. Then you can break into that one because you have your backup going. Because if you touch it, once you go in and dig into it, it's contaminated. It will not make the yogurt the way you want. So I've always got a backup. Right now, when I get done showing you all this, I've got about 1 gallon of yogurt. But in about 4 days, it'll be gone. We eat a lot of yogurt, and we drink a lot of buttermilk, and I use them in baking and stuff. So these cultures are constantly being rotated. If you look in the videos, you'll see towels back here with stuff on them. It looks like a little dome. I have my yogurts in there. I have my buttermilks going constantly. But as long as you do these steps, you'll have yogurt forever because you've given them a home. And when you put them in the milk for the next batch, you've actually moved into a new area, all this free land, As far as they're concerned, this is home, it's freedom. So they're going to multiply like crazy in there. And then you take a few out, and so it does this, and it'll just keep on going. It's sort of like the sourdough. You keep on feeding your sourdough culture. It'll last lifetimes, like the yogurt. And if you do the buttermilk like that, these are all live cultures you're dealing with. They just keep rotating and rotating. I mean, you can give them to your daughter, your in-laws. I mean, you could just keep on going. It just doesn't stop. Once you get it started and you keep feeding it, it'll keep going. So this will be our last video on making yogurt. When I fix this last part here that I've already told you about, all what you have to do is remember, if you want to keep your yogurt constantly rotating, you're going to have to make sure you have a backup, and nobody touches it until you start a new culture. Once you go into it and get that culture going, they can get into it if you have children and stuff. And also, please remember, this yogurt is stronger than the one you get in the store. They used to make it this way in the grocery store because I remember it as a little girl, and then all of a sudden, the government said, get the cultures out, they're not needed. Then, not long ago, they found out, oh, we do need these cultures. So they said, okay, put the cultures in. But they don't give you the amount that you get in your homemade yogurt because theirs is sweetened. And one thing you must remember about companies, they are going to take the cheapest, shortest, and the least amount because they need to make a profit. But when you do it, you're not going to cut back. You're not going to use a substitute. You're going to sit there and say, no, this is my family I'm cooking for, and this is what I am doing, and I want to make sure they get the best. All right, so when this cools, I'll be back. Okay, my yogurt's at 105.3. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in. Just trying to get enough that I need. I think I want to add just a little more. Set this back in the refrigerator. Now once again, I will tell you the yogurt maker I have is Culture Cupboard, and I found it on Amazon. It doesn't use electricity, it uses towels and hot water. Never ever use boiling water. Take the hot water from your faucet, should be about 120 to that's where they have it at a range. I like mine at 130, so I have mine set at 130. But I'll leave that till tomorrow morning. The yogurt that I just broke into right now will be the first yogurt I use. This will be my backup. And when we finish that yogurt, I will make another one from this one. Not from this one, because I already have 2 of them going. I'm going to have a gallon of yogurt in there. Whichever one's the last one will definitely not be touched, so I can sit there and make a culture with it. So anyway, that's how you make yogurt, especially your own cultured yogurt, instead of buying it from the store. And now, I guess everybody's going to know when I buy those 6 gallons of milk or something, you know that I'm doing a lot of baking and I'm making a lot of things. Take care. Bye-bye.